This is just a quick video to show off some exciting sneak peeks from Battlefront of upcoming kits. Battlefront often play things a bit close to their chest, but they had some exciting sprues on display at Adepticon 2023. Kevin Chin snapped some shots and posted them on Facebook, so let's see what's out of the bag. First up, thanks to Kevin for allowing me to use his photos. I appreciate it. Here's the 3 images we have to look at. We're going to go closer individually, but let's just see what's here. Starting on the left, the yellow kit is a Maus, a prototype super heavy German tank design. In the middle is the Leclerc, a 3rd generation main battle tank from France for Team Yankee. The left panel has all sorts of interesting, with a Soviet IS-3 for Flames of War and Fate of a Nation, along with an assembled Swedish S-tank for Team Yankee. Let's get a close-up look. Here's the Maus. Peter Siminovich, Battlefront's owner, hinted at a plastic Maus kit in his Christmas teaser video in 2022. Here it is. The PanzerKampfwagen VIII Maus was a super-heavy German tank design. Only 2 prototype hulls were ever completed, and only one of these received a turret. Weighing more than 180 tons and being over 10 meters long, Maus was a monster. Maus is essentially a paper panzer, with production cancelled in mid-1944. However, testing of the prototypes continued until both were captured by the advancing Russians in 1945. Maus's big boxy shape is apparent from the kit, as is its size. It looks like the hull sides and suspension are all a single piece. The track run is separate, unusual for a Battlefront plastic kit, but it's not a full track run, just the visible portion is modelled. There seems to be plenty of engine deck and grille detail on the upper hull. The turret is also huge, with an open commander's hatch option. The 12.8cm main gun and the 7.5cm coaxial gun are moulded as a single piece. For such a huge tank, the kit has relatively few parts. I can't wait to build it. Maus isn't covered in any of the existing Flames of War late war books. Pete did hint on the Modelling for Advantage livestream covering Berlin German that there might be a post-war book or a late war Leviathans type release. Nothing is confirmed yet, but that would make sense. Sticking to the just post-war theme, here's the IS-3. This is definitely not a paper panzer. This Soviet heavy tank was a development of the IS series, and was the first to feature the domed frying pan turret that became a feature of post-war Russian tanks. Although more than 2,000 IS-3s would ultimately be built, it arrived too late to see action in the Second World War. However, it did feature heavily in the post-war victory parade. Looking at the sprue, the first thing that struck me was the 2 sets of hull sides. Early IS-3s had smooth sides, while the later 1946 production vehicles had internal stowage bins added. I'm guessing both variants can be built from this kit. The shape of the rounded, teardrop-shaped turret is captured, along with the pointed front hull that gave rise to the IS-3's nickname, the Pike. Again, this looks like a pretty simple kit, but with enough engineering to allow things like the optional hull side pieces. But if you look at the turret, there's plenty of detail like the hatches and grab rails represented. The IS-3 will work with any post-45 Flames of War content that comes along, but also with Fate of a Nation and Checkpoint Charlie too. Moving the timeline up a bit, we get to the Leclerc. I'm sorry this is a bit blurry. This photo was lower resolution and I had to blow it up more than the others. But this is, after all, essentially industrial espionage, and it's going to give us a bit of a look. Leclerc entered service in 1992, so we're pushing the Team Yankee timeline forward here. It replaced the 60s era AMX-30. armed with a smoothbore 120mm gun, and unusually for a Western tank design, has an autoloader. Passive protection features removable composite armour panels over the steel plates on the hull and turret's forward arc. Adding Leclerc to Team Yankee will give French armies a much more capable main battle tank to go up against the later designs from other nations that have already entered the game. Looking at the sprue, this is a very simple kit. One-piece tracks, upper and lower hull and turret parts, all pretty simple. There's even some stowage provided. The side skirts are single parts, but it looks like they'll slot into the upper hull nicely and tightly, and again, the level of detail looks good. I know the French aren't the most popular nation to take in Team Yankee, but they do have distinctive and unique vehicles. Some people like to play them for that very reason. Leclerc is going to add to that appeal. The last vehicle I want to show you is the Swedish S-tank, the Stridsvagn 103. This unconventional turretless tank design entered service in 1967. The gun is fixed. It is aimed by moving the hull, left and right for traverse, and using hydropneumatic suspension for elevation. I don't have a sprue to show you for the S-tank, just this image of a completed kit. From the picture, it does look like this is the Stridsvagn 103C, an upgraded version with unique slat armour on the front of the hull. I don't know if you can build the earlier versions from the kit. The S-tank should be available soon as part of the Nordic Forces Team Yankee release slated for this year. I'm keenly awaiting the plastic Centurion from that release, but I have to build and review the S-tank. It's just such a unique vehicle. Anyway, this is just a very quick video to give you a sneaky look at these upcoming releases. There's only so much video I can make out of 3 photos. What are you most interested in? What's the top of your must-buy list out of these tanks? Let us know in the comments. Thanks again to Kevin Chin for allowing me to use his pictures to make this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.